Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Excellency Prime Minister Rasul Khairzada, Excellencies, Heads of Governments, Secretary General Alimov, ladies and gentlemen, it's my distinct pleasure to be heading the Afghan delegation to this meeting of the Council of Heads of Governments of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, held this year in this beautiful and historic city of Dushanbe. I want to thank the Republic of Tajikistan, its esteemed leadership and brotherly people, for the excellent arrangement and warm hospitality extended to our delegation. Excellencies, we view the ACO as an important and influential regional platform, bringing together various nations that have much to share in terms of security, economic integration, and cultural and human capital that binds them. The ACO is today playing an ever more important role in providing regional connectivity, policy coordination, and above all, a platform for dialogue and understanding to enhance the stability and security for our countries by aiming to deliver on the promises of safer, better livelihoods and shared prosperity. I want to take this opportunity to thank the member states and the ECO Secretariat for establishing the ECO Afghanistan Contact Group and for accepting the Afghan government's proposal as co-chair of our latest meeting to focus on future efforts and objectives on the basis of a joint agenda covering political, security, economic, peace and reconciliation topics. Meanwhile, we will continue to engage and discuss issues including projects and agreements pertaining to Afghanistan's SCO membership submitted to UFA in June 2015 to make sure that our natural geographic conditions in proximity provide greater advantage for SCO's vision of an enhanced regional economic integration. Excellencies, terrorism tied to extremism and separatism remain the biggest collective challenge we face in our region. As a frontline state, Afghanistan bears the bulk of the burden in the fight against terrorism and extremism, as terrorist organizations identified as a threat to our people's safety, our country's security, as well as yours, continue to operate along our border regions from the hideouts and breeding grounds under their control. A common trait is the presence of sanctuaries and support networks bolstered by drug and smuggling funding systems that act as lifelines to most of these groups. As you are aware, we are working with all involved nations, especially Pakistan, to zero in on the infrastructure and breeding grounds that help fund, recruit, indoctrinate, train and deploy the manpower and logistics used to destabilize us in the region as a whole. The number of losses and casualties in Afghanistan speak for themselves. This menace continues to hinder social and economic development at home and connectivity across our region. Among the groups that have since 2014 found their way to a few hideouts in Afghanistan is IS or Daesh. We see them as a serious threat as we aim to use all means to identify and deny them a foothold inside our country. Most of their recruits are non-Afghans, and they are opportunistic in their dealings and affiliations with other militant groups, including certain Taliban groupings. We continue to appeal to our regional friends by stressing that fighting terrorism, extremism, and separatism will require our collective efforts that needs close cooperation and coordination. But first, we need to make sure that we treat all forms of terrorism as one. We cannot make the mistake of differentiating between good and bad terrorism. We welcome the multinational regional meeting on counterterrorism at the level of national security officials that was held in Tehran last month. I want to inform that Afghanistan, through the counterterrorism confidence-building measures of the Heart of Asia Istanbul process, is working with member states on a draft regional counterterrorism strategy. We appreciate your engagement and positive contributions made through the Heart of Asia Istanbul, RECA, and Kabul processes. Ladies and gentlemen, the Government of National Unity in Afghanistan continues to promote an Afghan-led and Afghan-owned peace and reconciliation agenda. Earlier this year, we presented a comprehensive plan for reconciliation and reintegration that was supported by the international community. Meanwhile, we will defend our citizens, their rights and achievements when attacked. Any friendly effort, inside or outside Afghanistan, to promote talks or open new avenues leading to a credible, inclusive process are appreciated. However, we stress on constructive consultation, coordination and cooperation among stakeholders that respect Afghan ownership. Distinguished colleagues, the Afghanistan government has made every effort to provide an enabling environment for expanding the borders of trade, transit, communications, investment in energy transmission to better equip us to fight poverty and underdevelopment by bringing the different segments of the greater region closer to each other. Afghanistan is a natural land bridge for the ECO region and its periphery. We aim to turn our country into a roundabout of people, goods, services, communications, cooperation, and idea in the wider region. At the end, I want to reiterate that Afghanistan is strongly committed to working closely with the ECO to enhance cooperation in key areas of interest in order to further our vision for a peaceful, stable, and prosperous region. Thank you.